It all started a week ago when my mom, my 10-year-old brother, and I were looking for garage sales because it was garage sale season. We all got out of the car to a particular garage sale. The first thing I noticed was a man with a cloak and a crooked smile. I thought nothing of it and went looking around. My brother was with my mom looking at some old pots and vases. I was on the other side looking at DVDs when I saw a DVD labeled D.Teletubbies. Now I know what you're thinking, Teletubbies, what could be creepy about that? I thought the same exact thing, but I was wrong, very wrong. Being my curious self, I took the DVD and bought it since I had my own money. I put it in my pocket and kept it hidden. If my mom ever found out, she would tease me along with my brother. So we drove back home, had dinner, and I went to sleep. The next day, when I came back from school, I decided to finally watch the DVD. The first thing that appeared was the hill rose from behind. When the sun with the baby face rose from the horizon, I noticed it didn't have its usual smile. It was more like a frown. You'd really have to look at it to notice, and the baby's laughter was like a soft cry or moan. It was hard to notice anyways, so I shrugged it off and continued to watch. The rest of the episode went like normal except for a few weird things such as the vacuum pet looking a little angrier than it should, and it might have had teeth. The Teletubbies just looked like they had tiny cuts on the symbols, but I just assumed that it was my eyes playing tricks on me, so I just stopped watching and waited for my family to come home. The next day when I was walking to school. I live close to my school. I swore I kept seeing shadows of the man I saw at the garage sale. I walked by the house that I bought the DVD at and the tables and stuff were no longer there. I finally made it to school and the day went on like it normally does, me being bored out of my mind. When I was in math, the man I saw at the garage sale was right out my window, not a shadow, but real. I screamed and my teacher asked me what was wrong. I couldn't tell her what was really going on because she would think I was crazy. So I lied and told her I had a panic attack, and she sent me home. The school had called my mom and I told her I had no idea what caused it. When I got home, the first thing I noticed was the Teletubbies case was on the ground and had numbers scratched onto the case, but I could make them out. What freaked me out was that the DVD was in the DVD player when the previous night I had taken it out. I reluctantly played the DVD, and this time things were a lot creepier than the last time I watched. When the sun rose, I clearly noticed it was crying, and not the normal baby cry. This was like a pain cry. Then it went to the Teletubbies running through the field. At one point I saw some mangled animals and children. They had entrails, brain matter, and other organs hanging from their bodies. I was stricken with horror. Then I saw the vacuum. He had sharp teeth and blood dripping from the teeth. When I saw the Teletubbies, they looked horrifying. The green one looked zombified and had a scythe for a head, the red one had a mouth and many sharp teeth for a face and a spike on his head, the yellow one looked like it had its face cut off, its brain, throat and mouth ripped out, and had its face stitched back on, and its symbol on its head had been torn up by hand. Now his face looks like a black empty space, and finally the blue one's face was covered by a skull and its symbol was replaced by a bone. The Teletubbies looked like demons. That's when I realized what the D meant. The D in D.Teletubbies, it meant demon. The first thing I did was take the DVD and tried to break it, but right when I tried to grab it the disc burnt my hand, and then I saw my dog. I have a dog, if I didn't tell you that. And it flew up against my wall and died. I was too scared to be sad at the time. There was a knock at the door and I was reluctant to answer, but I did it anyways. When I opened the door, I noticed it was the old man from the garage sale. After about 3 seconds he said, "Inform others to buy the DVD or I will force them to buy it." Then in a flash of smoke the DVD and the man disappeared. I was knocked back into the same wall of my dead dog. Right before I hit the wall, I noticed the man left a note that read, 666. About 2 days after that event, I had to go to see a psychiatrist for my mental and emotional problems. After I saw them, I was able to return from school. One day me and my brother were walking to the store and I saw it. The location that the garage sale was at. It wasn't there. All that was there was a hill and a sun, and no matter how bad the weather was it would always be sunny.